Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Vors, coming to you, obviously, from Washington, D.C. For the 39th year, Americans are commemorating and demonstrating against the continual slaughter of millions of children in their mother's wombs. 56 million and counting. In fact, in the couple of hours it takes for this march to happen, close to 300 children will have been murdered in the nation's abortion chambers. With the uptick in consciousness over the evil and horror of abortion and Planned Parenthood being on the run with regard to their funding, the pro-aborts are beginning to fight back. This past Saturday night, there was a youth rally in the Capitol Hyatt Ballroom where 1,000 pro-life youth were gathered. Suddenly, about 2 to 3 dozen pro-aborts stood up and disrupted the rally with signs and chanting. Take a look for yourselves.
That's a lie. You don't care when women die. Pro-life. That's a lie. You don't care when women die. Right. You don't care when women die. Pro-life. That's a lie. You don't care when women die. Pro-life. That's a lie. You don't care when women die.
This is the first time this has ever happened, that pro-aborts have sneaked into a pro-life gathering at March for Life and deliberately disrupted the event. They were eventually escorted out by hotel security after a few minutes, but not without proving the point that they consider themselves to be in one heck of a pitched fight. This is the real face of pro-abortion America, standing in the middle of a pro-life gathering, yelling, "Pro-life, that's a lie, you don't care if women die." And their other chant, "Not the church, not the state, women will decide their fate." It's not even worth the trouble to deconstruct their slogan pablum, but that they would do it at all, that they would do this at all, demonstrates a certain mindset, that they now feel the initiative is being lost by them in the public square, as poll after poll concludes that American society views abortion less and less favorably, especially the younger generation. This entire march of 300,000 to 400,000 people is comprised mostly of young people. And while this momentum may be on the side of the pro-life cause among the common folk, shall we say, you wouldn't know it by the secular media coverage. If there is ever an example of secular media bias, it's this annual march. And note this, it's the largest annual gathering in Washington year after year, bar none. And to the secular media, it's like it never happens. It's essentially ignored or treated so slightly that it may as well have not ever happened. Each year, as we said, anywhere from 350 to 450,000, sometimes more. An ocean of people stream up to the U.S. Supreme Court via Constitution Avenue right over there, protesting the evil of abortion and in favor of overturning Roe versus Wade. And yet you'd never know it by the secular media. The only hint you might get that some people come to D.C. and did something is the Associated Press or Reuters news agency picture of a dozen or so pro-aborts standing over there on the steps of the U.S. Supreme Court from NOW, the National Organization of Women, holding their signs in front of the court amid hundreds of thousands of pro-lifers and hearing commentators on CNN say something stupid like, "So are the numbers on each side about the same?" That was the observation of one of CNN's crack reporters and anchors last year. 20 or so versus 400,000, are the numbers about the same? More than perhaps anything else, it has been the world of the media that has advanced this evil of abortion in the lies it has told, the truth it has ignored, the glamour with which it portrays unbridled sex in movies, music, and publications, and the news coverage, or rather lack of coverage, of the effects of a society of wiping out nearly 56 million of its citizens. To date, that we know of, not one secular media outlet has done a single story on the economic impact of abortion, the devastating impact of 56 million would-be consumers simply never having been born, not spending money buying houses, cars, education, clothing, contributing to the tax rolls for Social Security, Medicare, etc. It's why we felt compelled 2.5 years ago to examine the issue ourselves in an hour-long program we produced called The Cost of Abortion. And we've attached a link to it to this page so you can find out some more about it for yourselves. Catholics have got to recognize that they have been lied to and manipulated by various forces for decades now, and among those forces have been the media. It's time to wisen up and spread the truth. God love you. I'm Michael Voris reporting to you from the 39th Annual March for Life in Washington, D.C.